Hello. Today I want to tell a story that you probably never heard before. Um, a while I've been communicating with my soul, um, spirit, and I've tapped into the super consciousness or the Christ consciousness, so they call it the consciousness of all humans on Earth. And there's actually a planetary consciousness and a solar system uh, a galactic consciousness. Um, I believe that the universe is like a big brain. It's like, and it reproduces itself asexually. And every universe has its own neural network and its own personality from what develops inside it. But right now, I want to talk about the Cintamani stone. That's spelled Cintamani, and stone. And I was very interested in this stone. And the story that I was getting from Spirit is there's beings that are called celestials. And the one that I had an encounter with was actually a black bioluminescent celestial. And first interaction I had, I honestly believed that it was a demon because it was all black, bioluminescent. You know, you think black, you think demon. But that's now that I think about it and I put things together, that's not true at all. Um, I'm sure you heard of the celestial white beings. If you haven't, um, them are beings that are like guardians of the galaxy per se. They could be they're etheric beings that live. They're supposed to live in a state of bliss, and their feelings actually control the cosmos, where the stars and stuff are in order and stuff. Same way our bodies, take care of the cells and stuff. Their bodies take care of the stars. And from what I understand, there's actually a more powerful being. I wouldn't say more powerful, but the next level up from a white celestial, I do believe, would be black celestial. And this would be like black, the darkest black you could find, with rainbow aura, bioluminescent. And from what I am, a story that I'm putting together is one point in time, these beings were harnessed by physical magicians or scientists. They found a way to trap one of these beings long ago, or some of these beings, and it was actually impossible to trap that being because what the black celestials are, they actually have the ability to go back and forth in time. They actually pull the energy from the void, from the black hole. I'm told that antimatter and their makeup is the same, and they exist in every reality, and kind of like the same situation with that a quantum computer has. They exist in multiple realities. So does this black celestial, and they would be considered like a timekeeper. And what these black celestials do is they're given extraordinary creation powers. And from what I can see, is they go to people that are ready to be awakened, and they kind of manifest themselves, or they go to people that are going to die, and they want to, that person has decided that, they don't want their spirit anymore. They want to give it back to the one source. And this being may manifest and try to get that person to reconsider, show them different things about spirit and how certain things can be removed, memories can be taken away to make that person happier. And they have the ability, these black celestials with the rainbow luminescence, have the ability to go back and forth through time and also into multiple dimensions, whatever they feel they manifest. And they can manifest anywhere, anytime, from the beginning of creation. They can't necessarily go to the end of creation. They can go to the end of the creation that there is at the time. From what I'm told, there's actually, creation is infinite, but there's only so much of it so far. And, trillions of years into the future, there'll be more of it, and they'll be able to go further. But there's actually a point in time where that there's just absolute nothing, and there's not even nothing, because I don't know how to describe what was communicated to me, but from what I'm told long ago, in the Sirius system, these beings that could travel multidimensionally, somebody trapped the essence of one of these beings, or part of their essence, because they have infinite, unlimited power. As the universe grows, they grow, and their existences in multiple dimensions and on multiple timelines produced a massive amount of energy, and they'd actually collected negative energy all around, and they put this type of ring, I guess, around the planet, or this planet was destroyed in the Sirius system, as legend goes. And well, the reason, I don't know if this was the reason for it, but they made this being so mad that he kind of just turned himself into rock. I guess they can go to sleep, turn himself into rock. And they said, oh, you want to harness the power of God, which these beings don't claim to be God, but they claim that they have all the powers and all the abilities that God would have. They say that God's more of a family, more of a family than a person. And they say that, as we grow in our spirituality and intelligence, we'll understand more about God. They say that God was taught on our planet as monotheism. It was changed from polytheism. You say that polytheism is not exactly correct, because there's only one source. There's only one essence of God. However, if you prove yourself with guardianship, you can become this white celestial in your dimension, in your universe, or you can become this black celestial. They can travel to multiple universes and multiple timelines, not all at the same time, but they can travel in time. And I keep saying the same dimensions. So they have, I guess what they are is like some sort of antimatter, and that's what allows them to travel back and forth through time. But they harnessed the energy, and this being got pissed off. And these beings never get mad. They usually, especially in reality, they usually don't allow themselves to get mad. And they have a meta soul. They're not just one soul. Multiple people join together, and create one of these beings. So what happens, the being got upset, and he accidentally blew up the planet. Now, he could have went back in time and changed this, or he could have done other things. But I guess the way it went, the way the timelines carried on, they wanted this planet to stay destroyed, not because they're evil, but because they wanted, beings to learn a lesson about trying to own the essence of God, or the infinite energy of the Creator. It just wasn't something that the omnipotent source of all wanted people to try to do, because he wants, or she wants, people to understand that it's love, and they want it to manifest in spirit, through the inner spirit. They don't want you trying to control it in the physical, because that would be creating God outside yourself. And that's not what the omnipotent force wants. It wants you to go through the life lessons and challenges to find your inner godness, to find your inner holiness. They want you to, God gives you a soul, and your parents give you a physical body, and you grow a spirit. And depending on whatever you want to do with your spirit, it's your choice. But you can choose to die in the next life. You can choose to continue on living as energy. It's your choice on what you want to do. And, there's some spirits that do just, peter out. They don't want to go up anymore. There's some spirits that want to be closer to God. They go through more lessons, maybe in other types of life. I'm not really sure, but to get back to the story, this being blew up the planet, and he turned into a black stone, and they called it Cintamani stones. And this being's basically asleep. These beings do go to sleep like me or you do, except for they go to sleep and then they wake up in another dimension at the time they want, all completely rested up and back in a state of bliss. But I guess this being or beings that this happened with in the Sirius star system that blew up the planet are very well known in that part of that galaxy, because of what happened, and trying to control the force of the omnipotent Creator outside yourself was a mistake. And that was the lesson that every person has to intuition, or the God spark inside them, but to try to manifest it and enslave it in the physical, that's just not going to happen, because they as the guardians will not allow it. And I guess this Cintamani stone had special properties that I'm not sure exactly what they were, but I know that they came from this planet that blew up. And they had special properties, multi-dimensional properties, because like I said, this being got pissed off. He blew up the planet, and then once he blew up the planet, he just like, fuck it, I'm going to take a nap. Excuse my language. He's like, I'm going to take a nap for 600,000 years. When I wake up, I'll be all rested, and, I'll get back to guarding the multi-dimensional timelines in the galaxy. There's other people or other beings that can do it for now. That's like a night for them. Time, I guess, is completely different for a being of like that, and it can't be explained to somebody that lives in this physicality. And like I said, that was my channel. on Cintamani stones, and also the black celestial beings that are bioluminescent. I have not been able to find anything on them, but this is a channel that started 2 years ago, and I've been dreaming about it and putting it together for the last 2 years. And I believe that maybe we're all given parts, and we're supposed to put it together. In the physical, we're supposed to be pulling from this pool of consciousness together. We all pull out different ideas and different things that happen, and we can share them with one another in the physical, and line up our stories and see, what we can come up with. That's the only way that we can know that this is working, is bringing it into physicality and showing people that the soul does exist and the spirit exists. The pool of consciousness exists beyond our own thoughts and our mind. These are all life lessons. My first channel that I had on here, it was a couple years ago. I was trying to channel Orion. That's what came to me, and I don't know. I was extremely bad at it, and I didn't know what I was doing. But after 2 years of learning, I've gotten much better at putting the picture together and putting the story together. And I'm sure Spirit, after this message, will come to me, and I use my heart as a scale, my God spark intuition. I use it as a scale against what Spirit tells me to decide whether I'm coming up with the right story or the wrong story, and I wouldn't be putting this up if I thought there was any false information in it. And I do think that there's enough information on the internet as of now to put these stories together and kind of understand, what's going on with consciousness. And I'm happy to be a part of it and to be of service. I know that I don't have these fancy channels with all the dazzling lights. It's just me and my face, and hopefully that's good enough. Pacing back and forth here. I put together up in the noggin. All right. Well, you guys have a good day, and hopefully you like my story and take from it what you want. And please don't say that my information is wrong or there's something wrong with it, because this is my version. This is what I believe. And if you have something to add to it or something that I don't know, I would love to hear it, because I am so interested in the subject. It's very difficult for me to find people in my area that know anything about it or willing to talk about it. And like I said, absolutely, it's ecstatic that I finally put this together. I get pads and paper and I write it down, and I see what makes sense, and I read it, and I put like I said, I weigh my heart against it, and if it don't make sense, then I don't include it. I don't talk about it. I really thought that it would be awesome to contact Marvel and see if they'd be interested in making a movie about it, because I feel like they're probably the only people that could get out, the exact picture of what I see in my dreams and what I'm trying to paint for all of you. Love you guys. I hope that the spirituality is growing on you, and I hope to see more people, coming into the knowledge that's gathering. And we've never before had the internet. We're very lucky. This is information that was kept to the you know, one percenters. They would guard this information with their life, but now it's just kind of sitting on the internet for free for everybody to know if you're willing to read it. There's no point in being a wage slave. Really, like I said, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you very much and have a nice day.